Hello, this is Lynn from The Life Connection, and I thought it'd be super fun today to share a model with you that I think represents what I'm about and how we work. And when I say we, I'm speaking particularly to the kind of women that I usually work with, busy women, mums, balancing all the things. But listen, this applies to all of us. One of the hardest things to overcome in life is the belief that things are the way they are. And that's that. And by and large, that comes from our upbringings. What we're taught is the right way to do things, the way that we should do things. Society, social media has got a huge part to play in, the things that we choose to do. We look to other people to see how they're running their life, the order in which they do things, in order to try and fathom out our own path. And invariably, this takes us off our own track. And so this model that I want to share is a really simple and kind of generalistic model, okay? But it shows you the principle of where I'm coming from. And then from that foundation, then you get to craft out your own path as to what this looks like. We struggle to make changes because we think we have to add more and more to our day, which is already busy, already overflowing, already relentless, chaotic, and it just makes us feel like there is no opportunity to change. And my perspective, my point of view is that change doesn't have to be the big grand gesture. It doesn't have to be doing all the activities or doing all the things to keep on top of all the jobs. And actually, my point of view is that change comes from in here, the way that we see all the things around us, the way that we give time to our thoughts and the way that we're feeling, so that we can uncover what should come next for us, what we want to come next. Let me see if I can just give you a bit of just get rid of a notification, a bit of an understanding of what this is. So this looks a little bit like a dartboard, and I've just seen that I've got a rugby ball down there. Brilliant, 3 boys. Right, and we've got these different layers of life, and in one layer you've got the things that you give most of your priority to. This will look slightly different for all of us, but if you're a mum or a parent, if you have a career or a business, and if you've got a family and a house, you've got the mundane stuff to get on with. And there will be a variation on this for anybody who might not fall in the parent category, okay? But these are the things that come up. We wake up to the needs of others. We wake up thinking of what we have to do that day. We wake up thinking about our to-do list. And then if we have time at the end of the working day, once we've sorted the kids out and we've done the housework and the dinner and all of that jazz, then you might give some thought to maybe your health and your fitness. You might give some thought to your social life. And you might give some thought to your marriage or relationship. Okay? these are the bits that we sometimes get to, but often these are the first bits to fall by the wayside. That when did I last spend meaningful time with my husband or my partner? When did I actually carve out the time to plan my meals or do some exercise? And when did I last go and have some fun just for the sake of it? Now on the inside is you. And this is where we struggle to know where to start, what to do next, because we're always coming last. And I want you to think about this really truly from the perspective not of doing all the things, right? But just from the acknowledgement of what it is that you want, what you would like life to look like if it isn't what you want it to be. Now, what I will say is that time is one of the main factors for why we don't do the things that we want to do, right? Whether that is taking control of our lifestyle or starting the business, going out to see friends. We just don't have the time to do it. But when we're operating from a place of you last, like from the empty cup, what we look for is the quick wins. We look for the things that will give us that moment of pleasure. So this is where you get social media pops in, right? How many minutes or hours do we spend in a day or a week scrolling on social media or watching Netflix? Okay, that could also go in that category. Are you filling your time with wine maybe, or food pleasures? In fact, let me put wine and food there, and then maybe TV goes in there. These are the things that we fall back on to make the end of the day feel good. This is the only time I get to myself. This is what I hear all the time. It's the only time I get to myself. It's 10 o'clock at night. And so I'm sitting on the sofa and I'm eating or drinking whilst half watching something on Netflix and half scrolling on social media. And we're constantly looking outside of ourselves for that sense of fulfillment. And it never comes, right? So it's not that we don't have the time, but it is filled with kids and TV and social media and the mundane, the to-do list, and the work or the business and the habits that we keep saying that we want to get rid of. And this is not judgment. I love wine, I love food, I love Netflix, and I use social media all the time. But it's just, we have to start from a place of awareness and honesty about what the hell is going on for us. Because the bit that is not on this, oh goodness gracious, Lynn, the bit that is not on this, and I don't just mean to leave one naughty word there, but this is what happens. Shit happens. The car breaks down, the kids get sick, somebody doesn't phone in at work, a client lets you down, you have an argument, okay? Unexpected events come into play. So even before we've started with that outer layer, we're already like on the back foot trying to catch up. So listen, when you are working from the outside in, you are working from an empty cup. You're waking up to the needs of others, not your own. And one of the most simple things to do is to think about it in the way that you start and end your day, because there are pockets throughout the day, whether you're commuting, walking, on a lunch break, going to the loo, having a bath or a shower, there are moments, right, where you could start to take stock of what is going on in your mind and therefore in your heart. But if you look at the beginning and the end of the day, those are the opportunities where we tend to have most control. And so this is what I mean when I'm talking about working from the inside out. We're working from you first. What is it that you want? And you can think about this in relation to what you want your marriage to look like, your social life to look like, your health and fitness to look like. How, what time do you want to spend with the children? Acknowledge their needs, see what's going on. How are things going at work? We are conditioned to think that by putting ourselves first, then we're putting these last. But by putting you first and acknowledging what it is that you want all of that to look like, that's where all the things that are important to us get the best of us. Full stop. And so you begin shifting from a mindset perspective. What is it that I want? What's going on for me? This is what I teach in the think tank and the 5-minute rule. Just take time to take stock, morning and night, or whatever time works for you. The tangible changes happen when you start to acknowledge what those desires are in the first place, because then you notice opportunities, then you can see ways. Your mind will automatically start to seek out ways to make those things possible. This is a simple but super important model that just shares the I'm just turning that around so you can see that little blur there. The importance of you first. It's not that everything else comes last, it's that everything else gets the best of you, and that more than that, you are giving your mind the opportunity to do its job by seeking out the things that you want, rather than constantly focusing on all the stuff that's holding you back. I hope that makes sense. And if you want help with this, just message me, DM me, email me. Join my Facebook group community, the Life Connection community. This is just reopening. Ask to join. I'll let you in just as soon as I can, but get in touch if you need support.